4. This was a game of numbers. Top of the first, Fred McGriff at bat. Grounded to Hal Morris at first. Benito Santiago. Double play. That's a 3-2 double play. Top of the third, Jeff Blauser at the plate. Liner off the foot of Tim Pugh to Barry Larkin. Throws out Blauser at first. Easy, right? 1-6-3 put out. Bottom of the third, Braves can play the numbers game too. Tim Pugh trying to sacrifice. Eduardo Perez throws to Blauser for 1, to Mike Mordecai, a 2-6-4 double play. If you're scoring at home, you don't even have to. We're doing it for you. Top of the fourth, David Justice at bat. Grounded to Brett Boone for 1. To Larkin at second to Hal Morris, 4-6-3, your basic double play. Bottom 6, Benito Santiago at first and second. Chipper Jones and Mordecai, McGriff, 5-4-3 double play. Top of the 7th, tied 1-1, Eduardo Perez.
Down the left field line.
2-run shot out of there to left. Perez's first major league hit, and the Braves go on to win 3-1. Congratulations to Perez. A special Sports Center congratulations to Eduardo Perez for his first hit and a home run. So Atlanta does win the showdown by a score of 3-1. John Smoltz to 11-6. The Reds in this one scratched Dave Burba. Tendinitis in his right elbow. He figures to miss a start. Barry Larkin went 2 for 4. He's now hitting .320 on the year. Continuing on, the Astros, 2.5 back in the National League wild card chase. They moved into Montreal. Craig Biggio, the long drive for the home run. 1-0 Astros. Bottom of the third. Don't throw it. Sean Berry, long drive to left center. Off the wall. Brian Hunter has some trouble getting to it. Mark Grundle-Zelanik scores, ties it at 1. Top of the 7th, Brian Eversgerd pitching, tied at 3-3. Derek May, double inside the bag to right. John Cangelosi scores, 4-3 Astros. Next batter with 2 men on, Andy Stankiewicz. Base hit, dribbles through the middle. Tony Eusebio and Derek May will score. Got to hit the cutoff, man. They do. They get Stankiewicz at second. 6-3 Astros. They add a run in the 8th, and they win by a score of 7-3. Astros manager Terry Collins said, we have to treat every game like it's our last. Biggio, 2 for 4, a home run his 20th.
The game now, there's the hitting instructor, Lee Elia. He's the one who's been helping out. Vince Coleman, he's on second. Joey Cord drops the bunt down. Coleman's moving over to third base. But then the throwback to the mound by Dave Martinez, it gets away, and Coleman accepts the gift. So partial eclipse of Coleman as he scores. Mariners up 2-0. Game tied at 2 in the 7th now. Luis Sojo on third. Coleman's the batter. And Coleman's the hero again. He rips Jason Barre's pitch to right. Sojo's coming. Double for Coleman. He had 4 hits. The Mariners were in front 3-2. Still 3-2 in the 8th now. Dave Martinez leading off the inning. Takes Andy Bennis' pitch to deep left center. Junior about to make the great catch, but he doesn't. Hits the wall. Junior's safe. So Martinez is on third. Nobody out. And a pitching change is coming up. Jeff Nelson is on a relief of Bennis to face Frank Thomas. And it's Nelson against Thomas here. Getting to first is a privilege, not a right. He's out, 1 out. Then comes in Lee Guterman, the lefty, to face Robin Ventura. And Ventura's out also, 2 away. Piniella makes another move. This time he goes after Bill Risley out of the pen. And it's Risley against Lyle Mouton. And you know, the runner's still on third. And 3 in a row. Mariners use 3 pitchers, strike them all out. Strand the runner on third, win it 3-2. Coleman with the 4 hits, 2 stolen bases. Brady Anderson. Ball 4, and then Cal Rip, ball 4. 2 batters later, Rafael Palmeiro, 2 on. And it tastes like chicken. It's out of here. It's a home run, a 3-run home run, 36th of the year, 3-0 O's. Scott Erickson pitching well, got some help. It's Ripken, the 360, the throw in time, he gets him. Hitchcock still wild up against Chris Hoyles. He walks him, 9 walks in 5 1/3 inning, most by Yankees since Al Leiter back in 1989. Next batter's Jeff Manto, finally gets somebody out, gets out of trouble. Bottom of 6, 4-1 Orioles. Mariano Rivera in relief of Hitchcock. Bobby Bonilla, Yahtzee, it's out of here. His 8th of the year. 8-1 Orioles lead, and they win it by a count of 8-1. The Yanks have now allowed 8 grand slams this season, a team record. Just the 3rd loss, though, for New York in the last 11 games.
Atmosphere. Kevin Gross, don't throw it to Cecil Fielder. Gone. 31st home run. How appropriate above the big boy sign to 2 Zip Tigers. Great night of the Detroit defense in this one. Rusty Greer, fly ball. Chad Curtis coming on, makes the grab. Phil Nevin says, you know, I can do that. Nevin in the outfield, robs Ivan Rodriguez. Then Steve Rodriguez waiting for his shot. Got it. Robs Yvonne again. Tigers win 3-2. Top of the 8th. 2 outs. Rangers base is juiced. Mike Christopher on the mound. Facing Yvonne Rodriguez. And he pops him up. This time didn't have to be a difficult play. Steve Rodriguez, the easy grab. Tigers hold on to win by a score of 3-2. Still his 250th career bomb. How about Clint Sadowski's 2-0 in 3 career starts? Royals trying to come on while the Angels are trying to hang on. There would be some hanging on in this one. Tony Phillips fields the ball at third. Collision with Wally Joyner and flips over him. Takedown. Joyner's out. Phillips is okay. Top of the 2nd. Jim Abbott to Joe Vitiello. Don't throw it. Sends one to right center.
Drives it to deep right center.
The ball carries and carries right over the fence. 1-0 Royals. Top of the 5th. Vitiello again. Another shot. This one dead center. Jim Edmonds goes back. Great leaping catch to rob him of a home run. I'd like to see that again. We have instant replay here at ESPN. One of the great catches of the year. One for Edmonds' highlight reel. Kevin Apier regained his old form. Fans Tony Phillips, Tim Salmon looking. How about Phillips again? Ring him up. He struck out Phillips 4 times in this one. 13 Ks for Apier, 9 innings, 3 hits, and the Royals do win by a score of 5.
16th, roughed up early. Gary Sheffield. I'm amused at the simplicity of this game. It's gone. It's 12th of the year. Game tied, 1 apiece. Bottom of 7th. Rockies down 3-2. It wouldn't be so simple anymore. Jason Bates, he's up to sacrifice. And he fouls it. Strike 1. Conine was charged on that. Bates trying to squeeze it just inside the line. He'll try again. 2nd attempt. Foul. Down the line. Strike 2. So with Don Baylor have him doing it again. Next pitch. Bates gets this one to drop. John Burke makes the play, but the runners advance. And it brings up the next batter, Joe Girardi. The single, it gets through. Walt Weiss is coming. John Vanderwall's coming. 4-3 Rocks. They manufacture it. They go on to win it 6-3. The Rocks had been swept in a 3-game series by Florida last month. Tom Candiotti at the plate. The sacrifice doesn't go. Mike Morgan starts a 1-6-3 double play, and it's a history-making one. Ozzie, he passes Luis Aparicio as the all-time double play leader for shortstops. Some offense now. Mike Piazza, that thing's gone. Mike Morgan pitches out here, and the Dodgers leading at 5-3 at that point. Bottom of 8th, Cards down 6-3. David Bell lines the double to left. John Mabry's coming, so is Jose Oliva. They're both scoring, and the Cards trail it by a count of 6-5. Then it's Mark Sweeney. The single. David Bell's coming around, and the game is tied at 6 apiece. Top of the 9th, Eric Karros against Tom Henke. The bloop drops, and Chad Fonville's coming. The Dodgers win it by a count of 7-6. That's it for the St. Louis 6-game winning streak. Tom Henke, who has 33 saves, got the loss. The first
1, bottom of the 6th. Tony Gwynn on 2nd. Ken Caminiti. Base hit off Frank Castillo. Gwynn comes around to score. Puts the Padres up by a score 2-1. Top of the 7th. Chicago down 2-1 with Hernandez in 2nd. Scott Service. Base hit to right. Hernandez comes around and scores, so we're tied at 2. Top of the 8th. Ozzie Timmons up with the bases loaded. Bryce Flory walks Timmons. Todd Haney comes around to score. Cubs go up 3-2. It gets worse. Flory wild pitch to Jose Fernandez. Mark Grace comes around to score. The Cubs go up 4-2. Bottom 9, bases loaded, 2 out. The tying run at the plate. Brian Johnson grounds out, and the Cubs outfox the Padres by a score of 6-2 in a game completed at the Murph. Cubs go to 38-29 on the road in this one. The Padres starters, they have just 3 wins in their last 24 games. Hasn't lost since August 15th. Trouble all night facing Kevin Stocker with 2 on the 5th. Gets him. One of 6 strikeouts for Isringhausen. Now, a scary moment for the Mets in the 3rd. Mickey Morandini bloops one to right. Carl Everett coming on, gives you the great effort, tries to make a sliding catch, bang, right off the eye. Everett would stay in the game. Morandini would score to tie the game at 1. Russ Springer to Todd Hundley. Hundley the drive, get out of town. The 2-run bomb, 15th of the year for the solid Met catcher, 4-1. New York. Lone bright spot for the Phils. Ryan Thompson drills one the other way to right. Mark Whitten goes to the wall, leaps. Great catch, robbing the home run. But the Mets still go on to win by a score of 4-1 in this one.
Starting spot during the playoffs. Jose Canseco Fall, the hostess, your table is waiting. No score in the 4th. Eric Hansen to Albert Bell. And the batter is exceedingly pleased with the pitch selection. His 38th home run of the season. 1-0 Indians at that point. Top of 7, 1-0 Indians. Chris Donald's on first. Mike McFarland hits it to left. Kenny Lofton's going to cut it off. He's not. Gets past him. Donald's racing all the way around, scores from first. We got ourselves a 1-1 game. Chad O.J. thinking he's pitching. No, he's not. He's pulled. Alan Embry's in, walks the first two. Now it's Mo Vaughn. And Mo Vaughn can tie up the home run lead, he does. 38th home run. Ties Bell at that point for the league lead. 4-1 Red Sox. Indians down 6-1 in the ninth. Albert Bell. I am king of the diamond. Post-game meal for all my teammates. His 39th puts him ahead of Vaughn. 6-2 Red Sox. Eddie Murray, the finest cheeses and meats available. It's out of here. His 17th. But the Red Sox, despite that, hang on. They win it 6-3. Magic number down to 4 because, as you saw earlier, New York lost. Albert Bell's 39 home runs, the most by an Indian since Rocky. You see the ball going through. Game tied at 4 now. Pat Mears, the grounder to Scott Brocious. Can't find it. Scott Lea scores. Minnesota leads at 5-4. Bottom of the ninth, or could be eighth. 2 on for Stan Javier. He singles. Here comes Jason Giambri, the throw. And it is not in time. Safe. Game tied at 5 apiece. Now to the bottom of the ninth. Game tied at 5. Pat Mahomes facing Brent Gates. And Gates could untie it. It'll happen. It'll happen soon. It happened. A home run. It's gone. A's win it 6-5. That's the final. Mahomes takes the loss. Stottlemyre with the win. Todd Stottlemyre, 13-6 now. Went 9 innings. He scattered 11 hits. Stottlemyre, 180 Ks on the year now. Second in the American League to Randy Johnson. Geronimo Barroa, 2 for 5. A home run, his 22nd. Brewers and the Blue Jays. That's not the top of the 5th. That's the 15th. 1-1, 1 out. Ken Robinson pitching. Mark Loretta grounds the third. Alex Gonzalez, he's got it. He threw it high. Aaron Gonzalez. Loretta's safe. Next batter, Pat Listach. He's swinging. He's missing the throw. It beats Loretta, but it's dropped by Thomas Perez. Loretta goes back to first. Listach still up. Rips this one. Triples down the right field line. And Loretta, who could have been out at second, but got to go back to first, gets to run back to second, then to third, and then to home. He scores. Loretta scores all the way in. It's 2-1 Brewers. 3 batters later, 2 on, and it's John Jaha. And with that, you get Agrel. 3-run home run to right field, number 19 on the year. The Brewers win this thing by a count of 5-1. This loss, by the way, eliminates the Blue Jays from playoff contention. Glenn Allen Hill in first, Matt Williams at third. Royce Clayton, the suicide squeeze. Kept the ball down. Williams scores from third. Giants lead it by a count of 2-1. Top of the 10th now. Score tied at 2. Bases loaded. It's Matt Williams. The RBI single. John Patterson, Deion Sanders. They're coming around to score. And the Giants win it by a count of 4-2. Matt Williams playing in his 1,000th Major League Baseball game. He was the big hero. 2 for 5, the double, and the play you just saw.